morning everyone, welcome back to my allotment diaries. My name is Emma, these are my allotment diaries. I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see lots of videos all about growing your own food on an allotment plot. I'm going to do a little tour of my plot today. It is September, it's the 6th of September, and a lot has changed, and I actually can't believe how much has changed, because after the dry heat wave infused summer of the UK, I struggled so much with so many of my crops, and so much died, so much just didn't work. And it's almost like now that the rain has come, the whole plot has just grown, and I just cannot believe that I actually got to this point. I could sit here all day and just stare at my crops, because I am so flipping proud of them for fighting against the heat wave and the dry summer and the freezing, the windstorm that we had in April and everything, and then they've just flourished. So I'm super proud of all of these crops out here. I'm going to give them all a gold star, and I'm going to show you around and just show you my allotment plot in September. So I hope you enjoy the video. Like I said, do subscribe to my channel if you're new, and let's go and show you the allotment plot. This is the view just here that I could just sit and stare at all day, because for so long it was just absolutely empty. There was just nothing growing, and that in particular there, that big pumpkin, was just non-existent. And now here it is, and I could just sit here all day and just stare at this part of my plot. But I'm not going to, I'm going to show you around. So as we first come into my allotment plot, here are my sprouts. I've also got some onions growing around here, but I'm not sure how well they're doing. I just whacked these out for no particular reason other than I had them, and I thought I'd just put them out. I've got a few dotted about between the weeds, but my Brussels sprouts are doing particularly well this year. I've managed to protect them with the netting, so they've survived, and I have got some little baby sprouts on there, as well as a few slugs, but that's okay, they can have a few. Yeah, sprouts doing really good. We'll talk more detail in these about these later. Over here is my strawberry bed. This needs a whole redoing, basically. One of my jobs for the autumn winter is to redo my strawberry bed. I think some people suggested putting a weed membrane down, cutting holes, and then putting the strawberry plants in the holes. I'm going to do that basically, but that's quite a big job for the autumn winter. Anyone who's got a strawberry bed who has to redo it and weed it and sort it out knows what a bit of a slog it is, to be honest. It's a bit of a sloggy job, so I'm not looking forward to it, if I'm honest, but it needs to be done, and I think it'll be better for it. So that's my strawberry bed, and that's the plans for it. As we venture further down my wood chipped paths, you'll see that on the left here I have got my cauliflower, which is probably the biggest cauliflower I've ever grown. I think it's a Romanesco cauliflower. You can see in here, there he is, my Romanesco. You can see he's a bit pointed and a bit funny, so hopefully he grows. I've also got a few more dotted about there, and then I've let some of my lettuce go to seed, and it's mainly just to show you how beautiful lettuce is when it goes to seed. I couldn't keep eating it. I just couldn't keep up with it, guys, and you can see it's starting to go to seed here, so it throws up these kind of tall, it makes itself really tall, like little towers, and then eventually it throws out some flowers on the top. So I'll show you that when it happens. And that's my pak choy that the slugs have very much enjoyed this year. Behind me is my, falling over, is my sweet corn. I whacked this in the ground probably in mid-July, and I just put it straight direct into the ground, and it is starting to grow. Whether it becomes sweet corn, I don't know, because the weather's changing, and I just don't know how it's going to do with the cooler night temperatures in particular. But at the moment, it's growing, it's alive, it's green, so I'm quite happy with that. And then of course we come to the pride and joy of the plot, the pumpkin archway, which is flourishing. This, can you believe it, is just one pumpkin plant. This is one Jack B. Little. So in future, if anyone ever asks me how many plants they need to plant, I'll just be like, look, you can just do one. Because I have got so many mini pumpkins growing on it. You can see them just all dotted around, and they're all going lovely and orange. They're almost going to be ready to start harvesting. The plant has just absolutely flourished even, and you can see it's just climbed all over the archway, not had to tie it in at all. It's tied itself in using these little tendrils to hold itself on. It's a pretty spectacular looking thing, isn't it? I mean, it's so much fun to grow a pumpkin arch, and even though I had so much stress trying to get the pumpkins to grow and, you know, them dying all the time and getting eaten and stuff, I don't regret any of it, and it was so worth it, because this is just the best feeling and it's so beautiful and I love it. And I took my kids here at the weekend and they were so excited. This is what I love the most. It's when you get your pumpkins hanging from the arch like this, so they're sort of all hanging down like little Christmas tree ornaments. That's what I love the most. I think that is so pretty. And then look, you can see here it's just completely covered this side of the archway, which is just fantastic. And I'm still getting more. I'm still getting more. I'm going to have so many. Underneath my plant I've got some borage, which is self-seeded and come up. The bees have loved that. That might have helped the pollination actually of the pumpkins. You can see a little guy in here having a nice time. On this side of the arch I've just got basically a forest of nasturtiums, which are so beautiful, and they are quite good a coverage plant, you know, and they've got all these lovely little flowers on them and stuff, which are all edible, by the way. I've got a few runner beans here, and these are kind of the pumpkin plants that decided not to grow this year. Just sort of stopped growing, not really sure why. But yeah, the runner beans are there. Hopefully they'll sort of fly up there a little bit now we've got some rain. And this guy, he's another pumpkin, and he just decided not to grow this year. Just didn't feel like it, mate, did you? That's all right. And then behind here I actually did whack in some very, very late pumpkins. They are still alive. We can only find out what happens to them. We'll just find out, and it's probably way too late. But, you know, I'll experiment for you. I'll let you know if I get any pumpkin at all from these plants that I whacked out sort of end of August. And we'll figure it out from there. I mean, gardening's one big experiment, and with the changing climate, you never know. You never know what's going to grow. So just whack it in, that's what I say. This bed here did have some lavender in and stuff like that. It did die in the heat wave. I have one perennial plant there. Can't remember what it is, but we'll leave him. And it did have some flowers, but they died. It also did have leeks. Again, they died. Never managed to grow a leek. That's a courgette. That might actually give me a courgette. You never know. And this is a little rogue parsnip. So this is sort of what I'd like to call the miscellaneous bed. The we don't know what it is bed. But behind the miscellaneous bed we had the potato bed. I don't think any potatoes are coming up yet. I think this is all weeds, which is fine, because now I know that the ground is better, because before I planted potatoes there were no weeds in here at all, and I was a little bit worried that the soil was all dead. But now that there's weeds, I'm a little bit all right with it. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's okay now. Back here I've got my French beans. I think they're Belotti beans, or are they French beans? I can't remember. And runner beans, and they've all germinated, and hopefully they'll climb up this terrible flimsy structure and not be too scared to. Then we come to the back of the plot, which has always been a little bit messy and rogue. I've got 3 pumpkin plants here. These are Munchkin Pumpkins. And I think I might get a pumpkin out of these, a very small one. I can see a little one there. The plants aren't growing very big, but I didn't really expect them to be honest. Along here I've got some French beans. No, these are Belotti beans. A few of them have done okay. I've got a few little flowers, so I might get a couple from them. Across the corridor we've got my flower bed. Didn't do anything this year. What on earth is up with it? So I got this beautiful dahlia, which is like a speckled variety. Absolutely beautiful. It's been flowering really nicely. This one is only just coming into flower. Can't remember what that is. We'll have to find out. And these are my Gladiolis, and I only got one. Only one flowered this year, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think possibly the heat put them under stress and they just did not flower this year. But I can't tell you why, really. I don't know. Sometimes in gardens, what works really well one year doesn't work at all the next year, and sometimes you just never find out the reason, and it's just one of those things. Hopefully next year we'll get some gladioli, but we don't know. Or maybe they'll still flower, I don't know. My polytunnel has done exceptionally well this year. Most importantly, it's not blown away, which is excellent. It's my tomato forest in here, that's what I like to call it, because the tomatoes have absolutely taken over, and they've done so well. So I've got 3 varieties in here. I have got, these ones are Gardener's Delight. I've got cherry, which are smaller and grow sort of like in bunches like that. And then I've got this one which I can never remember the name of, I do apologise. If I remember it, I'll put it in the description. And these are just massive ones. I just call them the massive ones. But you can see that one here is going red, which is very exciting. A lot of my marigolds got eaten by slugs because slugs just absolutely love marigolds. And these are my radishes, which did nothing for the longest time and then in the rain shower suddenly popped up. So you shouldn't give up on seeds because you never know. It's Rocky. Rocky, you scared me so much. You absolutely freaked me out then. My gosh. Yeah, you scared me. I wasn't sure what on earth that was. God, what are you jumping over the fence for to see me? Hey? Hey, what are you jumping over the fence for? Got to be careful, Rocky. Got to look after yourself. Yeah. That cat, honestly, it's giving me a heart attack every time I'm here. Right, where were we before we were rudely interrupted by Rocky the cat? I know a lot of you are probably watching me uncover these sprouts in absolute disgust and shock and terrifiedness and annoyance, thinking, what on earth are you doing, Emma? But I really think the butterflies that lay the caterpillars are finished, really, because we're going to get a lot of rain and I reckon it'll wash all the caterpillars away anyway. So I've uncovered the sprouts because they need more room to breathe and to grow. They're a bit compact. I can't remember if they need staking or not, sprouts. I think they probably do. I think cauliflowers and broccoli don't need staking, but I think sprouts do. So I think I'm going to stake a few of them that have got tall and make sure they don't fall down. I'm going to do it early this year. There you go, it's actual evidence of me doing something to a plant before it actually desperately needs it, because I'm thinking in hindsight that if these get a bit bigger and when they start getting their heavy sprouts on, they might flip-flop all over the place and I don't want that. So I've sort of staked the ones that I think have got the best chance of survival, but don't tell them that because otherwise they'll all stop growing. Wait, what are you doing on there? Of course, with the rain brings new pests, slugs and snails. You can bugger off, mate. Goodbye. Here are the little sprouts. You can see that they form here in between the little stems that come off, and they're really cute when they're little, and hopefully they'll get a bit bigger and you can just pull the whole plant up and take it home, or you can just pick the sprouts off. It's up to you, but I think they're quite cute when they're little. Hopefully they grow really well this year. I actually really like sprouts, so fingers crossed. I've just seen down here my onions are doing a lot better than my spring summer ones did, the ones that I planted last autumn. So these are planted in the summer and they're actually doing quite well. Look, that actually looks like an onion. I've grown something that actually looks like the thing it was supposed to be. That's amazing. Okay, there's something I want to show you. It's supposed to rain at about 10 o'clock today and not stop all day, and it's just reached 10 o'clock, so I'm getting really panicky. Like, I have this sort of inner panic, like the weatherman knows the exact time it's going to rain. Sometimes they are right though, so I am getting a little bit like, oh my god, get this vlog done quick. I wanted to show you my new subscription from SEEDCRAFT. I always go on about SEEDCRAFT. I absolutely love them. I do get these sent to me for free now, but the subscription deal is not that expensive, I don't think. And if you use the code Emma's Allotment, you will get 20% off your first box, I think, or your first box for free. I have to check. I'll put it below. I'll link it below. I always forget these things. It's so terrible. But anyway, SEEDCRAFT, absolutely love it. They send you seeds every month to your door. The best thing about them is that the seeds that they send every month you can sow that month. So it's not like you get seeds for next summer, you get dahlia seeds and you get, like, you know, things that you can't sow now. It's all, you can just pick this box up like I do, bring it down to your allotment plot, whack it all in the ground. So, oh my gosh, is that rain? No, it's just leaves. Right, this month I got rosemary. I actually don't need rosemary because I've got so much of it growing at home, but I thought I might as well give it a go and see if I can actually grow it from the seed. I got onions, which I'm going to start at home. I've never sown onions from a seed before, and this is the year I'm going to try. Why not? I got an oriental green called Mibuna. I think that's how you say it, Mibuna. And that looks quite interesting. So, and you get quite a lot of seeds in there, it's 350. So I'll give that one a go. But the one I want to sow today is the one that I can't find. Oh, there he is, he's fallen out the box. Thought I'd left him at home. Is rainbow mixed radish. Now, radishes like cooler weather, as I've learnt the hard way of trying to sow it in the heat wave. So I'm going to whack in a row of rainbow radishes. Why not? My other radishes are coming up now, so let's try some rainbow mix. And I know the perfect place to whack them in. Should just quickly mention as well that my gloves are from a company on Amazon called COOLJOB, and they are fantastic. I also have a discount code on those as well, and I'll leave the links below so you can get your hands on a pair of gloves. Why is that so hard to say? Right, let's whack in these radishes. Don't know if I'm coming or going today. Am I coming or am I going? Somebody also told me about radishes that if they sort of die and they go to seed, you can eat the seed pods, and the seed pods are really delicious as well. So it's sort of like a bit of a double whammy. Unfortunately, I killed the flowers as well, so it didn't really work for me, but it might work for you. I like radish seeds because they're nice and big. They're nice and big, and you can really see where you're putting them. But of course, just because you know where you're putting them doesn't mean you're going to put them in the right place. Close in. Waste not, want not. As my nan used to say. Right, you're coming out. You're coming home with me. Just look at him. He is so beautiful, isn't he? I've never managed to grow a turnip before. This is my first official turnip from the plot. It's the only one I've got. I've got a tiny one growing, which is still good, but look at him. The colours are so vibrant. This is one of the most exciting things I've ever grown in my plot, just because it's so beautiful. Absolutely chuffed with that. Absolutely chuffed. What a harvest. I hope you enjoyed the vlog today. A little bit of a tour and stuff. It's very, very wet, so I don't really want to get stuck into too much today because it's just all wet and sludgy and slippery. We're due quite a lot of rain, but over the autumn winter I've got a few jobs and a few projects that I'm going to be getting on with in the allotment plot, and I will bring you along for the journey. So if you did enjoy this vlog and you want to see more from my wonderful allotment plot and my pumpkin archway, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you in my next vlog, which will be on Friday. See you Friday, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.